Meet my friend. His name is Awkward. Odds are you've probably already met him and know him well.
This one time I was talking with one of my friends and I had this really big crush on this guy. And I was asking her, do you have his number? In a casual way, I was gonna ask him a question on like history because I knew that he loved history. She gave me his number and I started texting him and I was like, hey, I have a history question. He would respond, but he'd be like, I don't like history. I'm not a history major. So I would keep asking him, I was like, so what is this question? And he'd keep saying, no, that's not me. Like, I don't like history. I hate like nursing. And I would keep getting confused, like, no, haha, that's a joke. And I thought it was flirting, like, no, haha. And so that went on for a really long time. After like 3 weeks, I kept doing it, and I'd like even talk to him in person. I'd be like, so why don't you answer my question? And he'd be like, what are you talking about? And I was like, what? Okay, haha, like, what is this? I know you love me too. I finally got a text back like ranting, I work with you, stop. And then I realized that it was my friend who I worked with and not the guy that I thought I was texting.
He may be the most faithful friend I've ever had. He's around when I need him, and he's even there when I wish he'd leave me alone. Awkward is there with me when my brain can't find words and when my mouth spits the wrong ones out.
I was really big in choir, and we were going to a concert, and they were allowing, I guess, my friend and I to do like a little dance performance during one of the songs, a ballet dance. And they just let us choreograph it. I don't know why, because it did not go well. But it came time for us to like start practicing in front of the class. So I was all excited because my crush was in choir and he sat in the front row. So we were gonna do it in front of everyone. And so the day of, I wanted to wear a really cute outfit. So I obviously wore my Abercrombie khakis. It didn't work out well because you can't dance well in khakis. I get in front of the class, and it's going really well, everything's amazing, and at the end, khakis ripped right in the crotch, and he was sitting right in the front row, and everybody started laughing because it was like 6th grade.
Awkward lives in my stomach. He's there napping or making his presence known by running to the deepest depths of my being and making sure I feel him. Sometimes he irritates me, but I still love him because without him, things would be boring. You would be boring. I would be boring.
So, my freshman year in high school, I was at my homecoming dance, and I was shy at the time, and I was just standing there with my hands in my pockets, and all of a sudden a girl comes up to me and asks me, hey, and she's like, you want to dance with me? I'm like, sure, why not? And we go dance. Like 10 seconds later, she asked me, are you having fun? I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, okay. And then she walks away. And I'm like, okay.
He jumps into other people when I'm being strange, so I no longer feel him, but they do. He taught me that I'm never alone on the dance floor and no move is too weird. Sometimes he just can't take the hint that he's unwelcome, but he sticks around because he could really care less. I love when I see him in other people. He has the power to radiate throughout the entire room, jumping from stomach to stomach to stomach. Maybe you're feeling him now.
I was taking a karate class, and the instructor would come to our school and we'd go into a dance hall. So there was a giant mirror that was across the entire wall. I was wearing gray sweatpants that day. I remember that because they turned 2 different colors. The drill instructor was pretty intimidating, and I didn't feel like interrupting his class. I had to use the restroom, and I ended up peeing my pants in front of everybody in the mirror. Everyone saw it. It was traumatizing.
He knows me better than anyone. Sometimes Awkward makes you puke at the House of Blues in the middle of the crowd because he loves the music so much. He third wheels every single date. He encourages fist bumping at the worst possible times and makes me miss every high five.
So basically, it's graduation time, and the one thing that they've definitely stressed is very easy. All we had to do is sit up and stand down, stand up and sit down. And the one thing that we had to remember to do is not stand up if we were not in the front row, and I was not in the front row, so we were not supposed to stand up when they said, "Will the class of whatever stand up?" It's supposed to be only the first people to go. I'm like in the third row, so when graduation time runs around, the dean says, "Will the class of 2013 stand up?" And the front row stands up as they're supposed to. And then guess who's the only person of the people in the front row that doesn't stand up, or that stands up? It's me. And that's it. Yeah, all good?
He makes me laugh in inappropriate situations and won't let me stop. He's up against the wall with me at every party. He came to North Park with me. He moved into Anderson with me. He visits me when I'm working. He appreciates my tone-deaf voice at every concert. He trips me a lot, but I forgive him, and so do my scars.
So in 8th grade, I really liked this boy that was the worship pastor's kid. I texted him and told him that. I don't know why. And so then I had to see him at church the next day. And that night we left on a missions trip for a week. And he had a girlfriend at the time, and so it was just very awkward. And I liked him all the way through high school, and yeah.
I grew up with Awkward and still am. He seems like he could be a pain, but really he's not. He helps me make sense of the people and world around me. He's a part of my soul. Awkward is my ride or die, my dance or puke. He's that feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I don't think I'd be able to live without him, because I love that feeling.